Hi everyone! I'm going to show you the latest features in CRICUT Design Space Beta. I don't have a date at the moment for when it will be released in live design space or production design space, but it is in beta at the moment, and I thought I'd give you a look at how terrific these new features are. So let's get started. The updates I'm going to show you are absolutely terrific. The first one is spell check in design space. I'm so thrilled about this. So just for fun, I typed this new move is fatnastic. Obviously, you know what it was supposed to say. You can see the two words that are spelt wrong are underlined in red. It's a squiggly red line, and that tells you you have typos. So I'm just going to highlight this word, right click on it, and the word should be fantastic. If that's wrong, it shouldn't be wrong, but if that's wrong, you can add whatever word you want to the dictionary. But I'll just click fantastic, and it automatically changes my text. I'll do the same on move, right click, and choose movie. And that's how simple it is to correct your text. I think this is amazing. We don't have to backtrack and type all over again. We have spell check in design space. Let's see what else is new. Here we are on our home screen for design space. I'm going to begin a new project, so I click on new project. And I'll see vinyl decal, iron-on t-shirt, and gift tags, or blank canvas if I want to start from scratch with no template. For this example, let's choose iron-on t-shirt. My canvas opens, and I now have selected t-shirt size. Isn't this amazing? We have custom, men, women, child or youth, and baby bodysuit. I'm going to choose a woman's t-shirt. I can select the size from a drop-down. Let's go with large. And design area is recommended to be 9 by 9 maximum to fit a woman's large t-shirt. Let's click create. I'm going to close this image box, but you'll see that my grid is only inside this 9 by 9 area. Everything outside of it is blank, and I'll show you why. Let's go to images. I'm going to search for Halloween images. I'm going to select Keep It Real, and I'll select Trick or Treat. I'm going to put Trick or Treat outside of my grid area. Let's make it smaller, and you can see that it's grayed out. It's grayed out because if I click Make It Now, don't save. Let's say I'm using a mat. You'll see that only what was inside that gridded box is what's going to cut. Anything on the outside of that box will not cut. So if you just want to collect images because you're not sure what you want to use, you can just put them on the outside of the gridded box. Let's go back to images and get something else. I'll get this Halloween image. And we can see that it fits inside my 9 by 9 box. But watch what happens if I take it outside the box. This area is grayed out. So if I click Make It on a mat and confirm, only what's inside that box is what's going to cut. So you see that it doesn't say Halloween, it says hollow because part of the words were outside that box. So let's go back and put this inside the box. I'm going to delete this because there's something else I want to show you. I don't want it to be too crowded on the screen. So if you look at your left-hand toolbar, you'll see preview. Let's click on that. And I get a pop-up window with this graphic that I have in the grid area on a t-shirt, I can click this little expand icon to get a larger view of it. Isn't that terrific? And watch what happens as I change the size. It will also change on my preview, so I can see what it's going to look like. Let's go to text. I'm going to bring it down and make it larger. Find a font that I want to use for Halloween. I can also search Halloween there and get some fonts. And I'll just choose Fright Night. Okay, I'm going to close that font selection. I'm going to my edit panel. I'm going to turn wrap on and shrink text. This is another new feature. I'll click shrink text to fit. When I start typing, you can see the font has become smaller to fit inside this shape. Also, where you see line space, in my original video for the new updates for this drop-down panel, I mentioned to you that you should type in the number you want for this space. But many of us have since realized that you can use the up and down arrows on your keyboard instead. If I use the down arrow, the space between the lines will become smaller. If I use the up arrow, the space will become larger between the text lines. And you can see on my preview panel that the text I added is there also. If I make it larger, it increases size on the t-shirt also. So I can move things all over the place and see what they look like on the t-shirt. So you can still use your align tools even within this panel. I'll go to align and center horizontally to line everything up. Let's move this over. I can group them so I can move them all at once. You can change colors, you can do whatever you like. Isn't that terrific? I absolutely love this preview box, because you might think you know, even if you take out a ruler and you measure the size on your t-shirt, you might think you know what it's going to look like, and that's how you want it. I actually did that this week. I was making a t-shirt and I printed it first. I was going to use sublimation. I printed it first on my regular printer on copy paper just to see what it would look like on the t-shirt. And it was way too large. It definitely needed to be made smaller. So I was glad I printed on copy paper first to see what it would look like. In this case, I won't have to do that. I can use the image that I want here in Design Space, check the preview and see how it's going to look. Isn't that great? I love this new shrink to fit feature. I do recommend changing your font first, because you might get it, let's say you use the basic font CRICUT Sans that opens up when you click text. You might get it all sized and spaced the way you want it, and when you change the font, it looks completely different. So I recommend choosing text, select the font that you want to use right away, and select shrink text to fit, and then type what you want to use. And once again, don't be frustrated by not having the up and down arrow in line space or letter space. You can use the up and down arrows on your keyboard. I hope you're going to enjoy these new updates in Design Space. I think they're super fun. I love the preview window. Please drop me a comment and let me know what you think of these features. Thank you for watching.